In my last video titled Sir James Dyson, the one with all the honors and letters after his name, see, he's Order of Merit, he's Commander of the Order of the British Empire, Royal Designer for Industry, Fellowship of the Royal Society, Fellowship of the Royal Academy of Engineers, Chartered Society of Designers, and Fellow of the UK Institution of Engineering and Technology. Sir James Dyson's Smart Future Revealed is the name of that video, where I talked about Sir Dyson, his company, and their future smart products, which are supposed to have tracking and control devices embedded in them that can send a bunch of data back to their company. And one of their products is this health monitoring device in the form of a techno mask called the Dyson Zone. And Sir Dyson also has a bunch of sustainable farmland that he's buying up in the UK. As one of the richest people in the UK and the largest landowner there, I think he may have royal lineage which is being covered up. But in that video, I said that reports about Dyson say that he isn't public about his religion, but that I had to assume that it was the same as those he's related to. And sure enough, he is an occultist. The Enlightenment Project channel posted a comment saying that Sir James Dyson wrote the introduction for the English publication of Rudolf Steiner's book Anthroposophy, a Fragment. And this is Rudolf Steiner. He was an occultist, a theosophist, who was also into esotericism and biodynamic farming, just like Dyson. And side note is that this Steiner looks exactly like the actor that played the pedo in Stanley Kubrick's movie Lolita. He looks exactly like him. That actor was also in a movie called Dead Ringer, which was a Cannes Film Festival favorite and the most demonic thing that I've ever seen. I regret watching it. But it's odd that the title was Dead Ringer, which is why I bring it up. But anyway, biodynamic farming is being referred to as sustainable farming by Dyson. But it combines sympathetic magic, it says, and mystical practices, according to Steiner. And Dyson is a follower of Rudolf Steiner's teachings. The Enlightenment Project provided this link, and sure enough, the introduction to this book is a foreword by James Dyson. And Steiner's book was about neurosensory psychology and interactions with the spirit world. In his foreword, or in his introduction, Sir James Dyson is saying that even though the book was written 85 years ago, its theories are timely now, and he's advocating for them. From what I can gather, anthroposophy is an offshoot of theosophy, which is the religion of Helena Blavatsky and Alice Bailey, the one who wrote about externalization of the hierarchy, where she wrote about the spirit realm being revealed in time. And it's hard for me to understand all of this, what he wrote, because it sounds like hogwash, but it seems like it's a combination of occultism, spirituality, psychology, and neuroscience. So it's all this hogwash, but then it's summed up at the end, where Sir James Dyson writes this and ends it all with this quote from Shakespeare, The Tempest. So Dyson writes, "In wishing such an unusual work, an exciting and fruitful voyage as it enters the seas of the English-speaking world, I would commend it into the hands of the guarding spirits of powerlessness, so beautifully evoked in Prospero's words from the epilogue to Shakespeare's The Tempest." So here is this epilogue from The Tempest. "Gentle breath of yours, my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my undoing is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free. Dyson also recommends that people read all of Steiner's books to get a full understanding of his works. And I think some of these books are here. Let's see. Study of a Man, Between Life and Rebirth, Death and Rebirth, Knowledge of the Higher Worlds and Its Attainment, Ancient Myths, The Meaning and Connection with Evolution. Interesting cover. About Formative Forces in the Plant World. Christian Religious Renewal. Christianity as a Mystical Fact. So, wow, though, that attachment to neuroscience and his form of spirituality makes it scary when you consider the products that his company is pushing and the fact that he's part of the peerage. So I don't want to send any of my data points gathered from his products back to their control center, and I also wouldn't eat any of the food grown on his sustainable mystical farm, because you never know if you may be munching on your buddy that got unalived by the crown virus or some other method. And I'm not even going to put my hands in one of their dryers. Another commenter said that it was fallen angel tech and that channeling schools use conjuring methods perfected by Maria Orsic and her Vril witches, who allured the fallen to give them schematics of advanced tech, and that they were also followers of the Theosophical Society. And I hadn't really looked into that, but I did find a book about it, and it has some very interesting information, which I will cover in my next video. Thanks for listening.